Please be seated. Before we commence the commencement ceremony, I want to comment on the tragic events of yesterday. Commencement is traditionally a joyous time when we celebrate all that our students have achieved in their studies here at Indiana University and as they commence the rest of their lives. But the innocent children wantonly and savagely massacred yesterday in an act of pure evil will never know their own commencements. And the parents and teachers slaughtered with them will never celebrate the commencements of their own children and others. As an educator and as a parent, I echo President Obama's words from yesterday. Something must be done. This has happened too often. In the face of such unimaginable horror, words are simply inadequate. So I invite you to simply stand again for a moment of silence and a prayer in memory of the murdered children and parents and teachers of Sandy Hook Elementary School. Please stand. Thank you. Please be seated. Members of the class of 2012 and honored guests, welcome to the 183rd commencement ceremony of Indiana University. We are especially pleased to acknowledge the many parents, wives, husbands, parents, relatives, and friends who have helped to make possible this day of achievement for all of our graduates. We share your pride in the celebration of accomplishment. And our ceremony today is brief compared with the many years of diligent study that each candidate has invested in his or her own education. And we ask our guests to honor all of our graduates by remaining until the ceremony is concluded. Indiana University is proud of its long and distinguished history. We are proud to be supported by the people of Indiana, dedicated to their education and to enhancing our state, our country, and the world. Seated on the platform are officers of the university and other special guests. We are pleased that they have joined us for this occasion, and you will find their names listed in your program booklets. We're particularly pleased to have members of the Board of Trustees of Indiana University with us today, and I ask them to stand as I call their names, and please hold your applause until all of them have been introduced. Joining us today are Patrick A. Shoulders of Evansville, Vice Chair of the Trustees, Mary Ellen K. Bishop of Carmel, Bruce Cole of Fairfax, Virginia, Philip N. Eskew Jr. of North Webster, and Cora J. Griffin of Galveston, our student trustee, and Thomas E. Riley Jr. of Indianapolis. Please join me in greeting our trustees. There are many other important people whom I asked you to salute today, the faculty members of Indiana University. Their outstanding scholarship, dedication to teaching, and commitment to their students have made this commencement possible. They have inspired our graduates in ways that will last a lifetime. So will the faculty please stand for our recognition? I would also like to recognize the members of the outstanding staff of Indiana University who are with us this morning. These tireless individuals help to make it possible in a myriad of ways for our students to succeed. So would I please ask any staff members who are here today to please stand for our recognition and support as well. And finally, I ask our graduates to look around at your families and friends. All of us rely in countless ways on those who are near and dear to us, and we depend on their helping hands and their faith that we will succeed. So graduates, please stand up and give a big round of applause to your families and friends. Now, we are very privileged today to be joined by the Honourable Mitchell E. Daniels Jr., the Governor of Indiana, and our commencement speaker. Mitch Daniels was elected Indiana's 49th governor in 2004 in his first bid for any elected office. During his 2 terms, Governor Daniels has led many reforms aimed at improving the performance of the state's government. Among his accomplishments, he fostered the establishment of the public-private Indiana Economic Development Corporation with the mission of attracting new jobs to the state. In fact, in 2009, I had the honor of accompanying the governor on a trip to China, the aim of which was to encourage investment in Indiana by expanding Chinese businesses in that dynamic economy. On his first day in office, Governor Daniels created the Office of Management and Budget to look for efficiencies and cost savings across the state's government bodies. In 2005, he led Indiana to its first balanced budget in 8 years. Governor Daniels has been in the news a great deal this year, since the announcement that after stepping down from his post in January, he will become the president of Purdue University. We at Indiana University, and myself in particular, are looking forward to working with him in his new role. Our 2 institutions are, in fact, similar in many, many important ways. We stand together as Indiana's 2 top public research institutions, and we are the state's only members of the prestigious Association of American Universities. And both universities are members of the Committee on Institutional Cooperation, which is the academic arm of the Big Ten. Governor Daniels brings to the Purdue presidency a wide-ranging expertise and a demonstrated record of success in the public and private sectors. And I'm confident that his appointment will yield great benefits for the higher education community, and we look forward to a substantial and mutually beneficial partnership between our 2 great universities. So please help me and join me in welcoming the Governor of the state of Indiana, the Honourable Mitch Daniels.